One. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Robert Harris. The name of this show is Be the Change. Be the change that you want, that you wish for in this world. That's what the late, great Mahatma Gandhi said. Dr. Martin Luther King heard those words. He embraced those words. He put action behind those words. And he changed all, not only of the United States, but I dare say the world. And I put it out to you. Be the change that you want for this world. And I'm telling you, you can do great things. I have with me today a great man by the name Herschel Daniels. And Herschel is bringing us news today of a program called Your Brother's Keeper. Herschel, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it.
Okay. You're more than welcome. You've been here before, you'll be here again. God willing.
There you go. That's what it's all about. Our president has selected Cincinnati for so many things. And the latest is My Brother's Keeper. Okay. And so what I'm doing is I'm lending my efforts to that program for my organization, Friends of the African Union. And so My Brother's Keeper basically says, are we not our brother's keeper? Do we not want our children to succeed? Okay, do we want not every young African American to be a Mike Brown? Okay, do we want not a Timothy Thomas repeat? Okay, so what he did is that over a year ago, but not responding to Ferguson, but before Ferguson, he put in place, a program called My Brother's Keeper, which is a task force that brought his whole government together to put together solutions. Okay, then he reached out as president and made sure that he put together at least $200 million worth of private sector foundation money. Doesn't have to go through Congress. Okay, it's money that is available, for programs that succeed at making it available for every child to be ready for school, for every child to graduate from school, to address at-risk youth and young men of color especially, and young boys. Okay, those are at risk. Are we not our brother's keeper? Okay, so it's under the education department, which is appropriate.
Right.
Okay, all right, because it's cheaper to fix the educational system than to pay the $33,000 a year we pay to keep somebody in jail in Ohio. Yeah. Okay. So you average sentence, 4 years. That's you're up to $130,000 that you spent right then, and 12 years of school is less than that. Okay.
Well, no, all of that makes sense, Herschel. I tell you, unfortunately, we in this country we've abandoned some common sense thinking and have taken some. Well, I don't know what to call it. But I don't know. I'm not even going to call it anything. But we need to concentrate on the idea of not only teaching that person to fish, but providing all that is needed in order to get that support.
And that's exactly what the mayor has done, and started with his hand up. Okay, not a hands out, not a hands up. Okay, a hand up, giving you a hand up so that you can sustain yourself. Okay, so what we're at My Brother's Keeper, what we under the initiative, it says that you engage in publicly elected officials. Okay, so we're organized under that urban lion leader, Melvin Williams, who was also the head of my United Methodist Men for the whole district. But Melvin brought us in last year in December and organized this, went official, made sure that we could get the necessary funding from the church for base support, organized it out of Gaines United Methodist Church. We meet every fourth Saturday. Our next meeting is April 25th at 10 a.m. to 12, exactly 10. Okay, you're either there at 10, meeting starts at 10, meeting is over with at noon. Okay, and so that's the council, that's the coalition. We all brought it together. What we did a couple of weeks ago, we met with the mayor to brief him in that we're bringing challenge of Greater Cincinnati into reality. And furthermore, what we're doing now on this month is we are getting together with this. Okay, we're getting everybody briefed up on the plan for Cincinnati. This was approved in 2012. This is the plan for the city. If anybody has any idea, go to plancincinnati.org and you will get this.
You can read that entire thing online.
You can read the entire thing online.
Okay, so this is Plan Cincinnati.
PlanCincinnati.org.
.org.
.org.
PlanCincinnati.org.
PlanCincinnati.org. That's the plan since 2012 of the city. Now we're in a process in Madisonville where my brother's keeper has started out at this year, is that we are working with the incumbent Community Development Corporation. We're working with the Community Council. We're working with John P. Parker School. And we're working with a whole variety of community resources to set the model in Madisonville. And like I said, we have a base, which is the plan for the whole city. Now we're in the process. We hired an engineering firm, okay, that has planners in it. And so now we're in the process of bringing those all together in a summit that'll happen on the weekend of June 13th. Okay, and it'll happen from June 13th through the 19th. Okay, and remember, this is a historic Juneteenth. This is the 150th anniversary of the last time that officially an African was told in America, you are no longer a slave. Galveston, Texas, 1865,
Wow.
June 19th. That's why we're celebrating it. That's why we timed this summit, okay, for my brother's keeper, Greater Cincinnati, during that period. We started off the week on the 13th. We talked about how we make a change, okay, and then we ended, okay, with the Juneteenth celebration, okay, that everybody needs to come out to, and this will be a pretty historic Juneteenth. Cincinnati is a pretty historic city for Africa.
Well, it is. I mean, it's definitely a historic city, period. But you are absolutely right. I'm glad that you're bringing this up about the Juneteenth and linking it in with my brother's keeper. I didn't realize it was the 150th anniversary.
It's the 150th. See, my organization, Friends of the African Union, this is what we're about. Since 2012, we were called into service, okay, in 2011, December, by Ambassador Ali from the African Union. And she had a meeting. It was, she was sort of upset because nobody knew that the past year was the United Nations year of the African diaspora. 2012, Africa, for the first time on May 25th, African Liberation Day, was going to have a meeting with her diaspora. 300 million people strong around the world, earning over $2 trillion, right? Here in America, just 55 million of us here, we earn $1 trillion by ourselves. And that meeting was going to go on, and nobody knew it. Okay, I mean, when I say nobody, there's 55 million people in our community. Okay, that's Africans in America and their friends, their family. Okay, so by that definition, if you got 55 million, maybe 0.2% knew, maybe 100,000 knew what was going on. Okay, and I gotta admit, I since I became non-involved basically since '96 when Honorable David Morrow, my mentor, died. Okay, we were the senior honorary consul for the Republic of Guinea to the United States. So we weren't representing the United States to Africa. We were representing an African nation to the United States. Okay, I just live. Anyway, the short of it is that this was going to go on 2012 stuff that we had been working on for decades. Now was happening and nobody knew about it. That's what we were supposed to have told people in the Million Man March a decade ago. That's what we were moving toward that, but it's now there. Okay, it is now happening. 2,000 Africa united under the African Union, and for us in America, goes back to 1885. 1885, when we joined 13 other nations in Germany to create what we call Africa. All right, so it's actually a treaty that's still in force. If you go look at the U.S. State Department, and they issue every year a book that says what treaties do we honor as a country. There it is in that treaty, the Treaty of Berlin, 1885. Okay, when we codified our creation and ownership of Africa, 14 nations, one African nation at the table. If you want to know why we honor Ethiopia, that was the nation at the table. Okay, it's the nation that had a friend called the Tsar of Russia and the Emperor of Hungary. Those were the Emperor of Ethiopia's friends. That's how his army was trained, the European model. That was based on the war between the states here. All right, because the war between the states here invented the Gatling gun and other armaments that the Europeans used in Africa to defeat the waves of Africans coming at them. So they would have lost without the United States reinventing war. Okay.
War technology.
And you know, for me, I'm
Well,
a veteran. Yeah, that's what this is. National Association of Blacks. Yeah, so I have my dichotomy, okay, apparent for people. Friends of the African Union, okay, all right, and the National Association of Black Veterans. Okay,
Martin Luther King.
and my Martin Luther King, okay. So I'm a peaceful warrior, okay, for change that is offering the right hand fellowship because I want to be my brother's keeper. I want to have done to my brother what I would have done to myself. So I don't want to lose girls and women to some crazies who want to live in the 14th century. Okay. And well, basically the 14th century. I mean, Boko Haram, okay, says that no good Western, and we got to live in the era of 14th century ascendancy. And so Nigeria has made a choice, okay, and they've elected a general, and the president of Nigeria has congratulated. This is historic. It's historic. Peaceful transfer of power.
And I know that was
in
really
Africa,
a lot of concern.
Well,
a lot of concern about that for that.
There's a lot of concern for those of us who have lived in Africa, have represented Africa. She's young but old. Okay, so she's going through this metamorphosis. Okay, she had civilization 5,000 years ago. Okay, when the Pharaoh, okay, in Egypt was visited by the Christ. Okay, 5,000 years ago. All right, we're only now catching up to what that history is. All right, so now here in 2000, we say 5,000, say 2,000 is our break, our organization. And because that's when the African Union came to be. Okay, in 2013, 13 years after that, they proposed a 50-year plan to go to the future. And you know what? President Obama signed on to that plan for the United States. See, we've had an ambassador to Africa as a whole, okay, since 2000, okay, 2002, etc. And as a matter of fact, on the next show, I hope to bring him with me.
That would be great.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we had a discussion.
When is he here?
Huh?
When is he here?
Oh, he's here. Permanently. Yes. Okay, yeah. So we're going to have that discussion, but what is important is the president in 2012. Remember I said the ambassador from Africa said, y'all don't know what's going on. Nobody knows. 2012, that's why I came back to service. Okay. And then President Obama's State Department invited me to the U.S. Africa Business Summit held in Cincinnati, Ohio. And you remember I needed support and et cetera, and I couldn't get anybody else in because it was my invitation. Okay. But what we were able to do then, now bears fruit now. Because then was the meeting of African business people and economic development
here in Cincinnati. They saw it. They didn't know that Kroger's was here. And they didn't know the importance of Kroger and its 300 jewelry stores that buys gold, silver, and diamonds.
Professor, hold those thoughts. We're gonna take a break. We'll come back.